Yes, Show FM is it's me, FM Cheetah. You can call me Matt. Give us a voice. It's almost gone, but I wouldn't let you down. Here we are with the fellas for the first game of our start in the championship. Let's get into it.
Steve Bloomer's watching, helping and fight, guiding our heroes in the black.
This first game is not at Bright Park. It is, in fact, is it Deepdale? Is it where Preston play? Deepdale? Can never. I don't know enough about the club to know. Yeah, Deepdale. There you go. Not a bad memory. Preston finished 17th last season, so I mean, we could do this. You would think we could win this. Be nice to get 3 points on the board and start the season well. We'll also obviously be keeping an eye on the other teams who came up from League One, who I can't really remember who they were. Oh, of course, Ipswich came up in second place. Oh, and then Bristol, of course, Bristol Rovers came up in via the playoffs. So we'll be keeping an eye on those. It is one tough league, as we said in the last episode. Aston Villa and Brighton came down along with Fulham. You know, very, very, very good clubs. Combine them with Burnley, who didn't go up, Sheffield United, who didn't go up. And there's five tough teams. Then you've got teams like Watford, who are still here. Norwich are still here. Sunderland are here. Wow. So, yeah, I think, particularly, I think if we make the playoffs, that's pretty good. And, there are some pretty tough requirements on us. So minimum required is to reach the playoffs. Now, if we fall outside of that, will I keep my job? I don't know. It's required, so hard to see that happening. Be competitive in the competitions, of course, and the usual stuff there. What do the supporters want us to do? They don't want us to play. Sign high reputation player. Yeah, okay. Defensively, football, blah, blah, blah. All favoured. Won't be doing much of that. Might play some defensively solid. Well, might play some defensively solid football, but high reputation players. I mean, it's a struggle. It's a struggle doing any sort of recruiting. And if you've been following on the Twitter, you'll see we've had some big changes here. First of all, entirely new board. So the Peanut brothers have gone. James Butler's come in and put in a couple of new directors. So yeah, whole new ownership to hear. The only issue that came with that, and it was that for a brief period we couldn't recruit anyone. Honestly, it wasn't such a big deal because, to be honest, it was quite hard to recruit anyone. And as we said in the last episode, what do we really need? Do we really need a lot of players? Well, I said we didn't. I may have changed my mind. Two big outs, both from centre defence, 30 mil from for Antonio Silva to Arsenal, and almost 40 million for Scalvini to Milan. Yeah, wow, ouch, that hurt. Now, we still had Keiki and we had, um, uh, God, I've forgotten his name. I've completely blanked on his name. Oh, Diamandi. But if you have a look there, bid, $20 million bid from Atletico Madrid. He's kicking up a stink about, I deny the previous one. So I think it was a French, I can't remember who it was. No, Aston Villa, I think it was. Um, and I've taken this. Wow. And the real problem is that if we have a look here in the tactics, they have formed a relationship. Now, I could deny it when it comes through, but or he's going to be unhappy. The only advantage is that, yeah, what if we let him go, we get 20 mil? Who cares? Because I can't find, the restrictions on the save are 18 and younger. I can't find anyone that good. I mean, the whole point of the Wonderkids to bring in these Wonderkids. And we've already lost two of the most important in Silva and Scalvini. So obviously with the finances now 56 million. I mean, do I care? I don't know, not really. But we need somewhere else, and I have to obey the rules. So at the moment, I'm scouting a guy, I should say, called Leonardo Mongala, who is wanted by some decent sized teams. He plays for 1860. He's he could be okay. He's obvious. I mean, he's not going to be. Actually, I've just noticed his position as a right back. He's 187, and I'll play as a centre back. Is this guy going to be, Diamande? No, he's not going to be Diamande. So we risk losing him. A lot of other players are wanted as well. Hendricks wanted on loan from a bunch of teams. He's probably going anywhere. That's fine. Schroeder has been wanted, but I don't think there's. I've ignored the. I've had no problems with that. Scott was wanted at one stage. That seems to have faded. And Ferguson is wanted, but I haven't had any big bids. And whatever bids I've had, I've knocked back. And again, he hasn't kicked up a stink. So if Diamande goes, we're left with Keiki and Cashin and Stefan Bajcetic. So I imagine it would be Keiki and Bajcetic starting with Iran Cashin as a backup, um, which is super, super tight. Now, Fresneda could possibly play as a centre back. He's 185. We could train him up. We do always actually. How is he? How is Dante Casanova? I don't know what he's like. Can we? Can't. Oops, sorry about that. Because I'll drag everyone over there. Did we actually know? Oh, come on. There we go. Dante Casanova. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Mm. But maybe we could bring in right back. I haven't. These are scouted players. Any right backs sticking up there? Tyler Fredrickson at Man U. Oh, there's no right back, not with that work rate. Who else we got here? Oh, here we go. Ezek Mumbai of Liverpool. I mean, we could bring him in on a loan. Be better than Dante. Just. If I go here to players in range and sort by right backs instead of centre backs, who have we got? Not a lot. Not a lot of action. Right at the top is a Norwegian 18-year-old. I think, oh, okay. I think we might I'll stick him on the list. Stick him on the list, and I'll send out Isaac, Sebastian Arneson 1 week. Still at 1 week. We're in the championship. Let's make sure we stick him right at the top in terms of scouting priorities, though. Hey, let's get him right up there. So, yeah, we've kept obviously the fronters, the front players and the wingers and the midfielders. That's been a problem, but man, we didn't concede many goals last season, and I can remember nothing specific, but I certainly have strong memories of a lot of sort of on the line, goal saving efforts by the defence. You know, I'm very tempted to knock back the Diamande offer when it comes in, just because. Look, I mean, is he perfect? No. I mean, low decisions, no low positioning. But his technicals are great. His technicals are great. He's still seems to have plenty of development. He's reasonably consistent. And it's just 20 mil. I mean, hardly anything. Yeah. Just quickly touch on the stuff. Nothing really major to report here. Did have a bunch of scouts poached through pre-season, so um, we're replacing those with better scouts, as good as scouts. I'm not particularly worried. I mean, I think all the scout poaching probably never is, you know, 2 mil in compensation. It's nice. Um, the takeover happened after all the transfer funding was given, so we don't know what this board's going to be like next season. With no idea what kind of money they can invest. So we might have to rely on more on the academy, which would be great. I'd love to do that. Speaking of relying on the academy, there's our two academy players. I mean, yeah, not great. Kyle O'Rourke, the central midfielder. I don't know what he is. He's obviously some kind of playmaker. But there he is. It, 16. We'll develop him. Worst case scenario, sell him for a bit of money. And Morty Westbrook, the striker poacher. Oh, what is he? Deep line, developing playmaker. God knows. Could be teamwork height, deep line. He doesn't have the strength, but he has the height. Got a bit of bravery there. Not much in the way of passing. Yeah, I mean, 16, maybe. Love that Mohawk though. Ace Mohawk, Morty. Morty Mohawk. Morty. That's going to stick. All right, so that's it. It's pretty simple. I mean, we're going to have to replace defenders with defenders. This is part of the challenge of the save. I mean, it's all well and good throwing a bunch of wonder kids in there and having a great season last season, but it's maintaining that, and that's the real challenge. Only signing 18-year-olds or younger, can't sign anything else. Obviously, we can keep the players we've signed, and they can get older, but can we actually keep those players? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I want to go. Let's see if I can win. All right, opposition instructions we'll take. Balance to positive, hey? Balance to positive. Okay. Well, I'll take it. Now, focusing down the right, I believe we should do that as their left side have shown their weakest there. And yet, look at this. All right, let's take the advice. Let's see how we go. Got to remember it though, because if things start going wrong, that's it. You'll recognise this team. No changes here. Oops, I mean there is change here. I'm going to need to change Evan back because we were just pre-season game. We had played a couple of advanced forwards. I'm pretty sure this was the starting line. Actually, it wouldn't be because it's central defence, but this is other than the central defence, the starting lineup of the first game last season. So Solina, who continues to develop as a model citizen, Fresneda on the right, Lewis on the left, Diamande and Keiki in centre defence. Don't you love that connection? Nacho and Schutterup in the wings, Lavia in midfield, Noto and Ferguson up front. All 4-2 again. Pretty much all I played the entire pre-season. It was fine. It was a good pre-season. Um, it did well for us. We've still got the other formations if we need to change it up, but let's start with what we know and what did us well. Wait, let's stop right there. I talked all about out. I didn't talk about in. There were ins. There were in players. Sonny Perkins joined us officially. That's fine. And so did Buonanotte. These are all pre-arranged. So, Lovros Vonderek has joined us on loan from Bayern 2. Another central midfielder creatively. He does look a bit like Alex Scott. He's got some consistency about him. That's good. It fit the criteria. 18-year-old Croatian. Looks really, really nice. Obviously, seems to have some potential there. And of course, we do have an option to buy 13, 14 mil. So that's pretty good. And I think he would probably join us. He was keen to join us on loan. So that's it. The other loanee in, Andre Santos of Chelsea, who is now 19, came in as an 18-year-old. He's very much the very solid player, deep line playmaker on defend. Um, he's good. He's actually one of the sort of official wonder kids of well, that now of the new Zinho. He was, I thought he was one of the official wonder kids. Maybe he's not. My mistake. But we do have an option to buy him, but it's ridiculous. So yeah, 71 mil. So he's come in as a squad player. He won't be doing. I mean, he'll play. We need to keep an eye on Zayu because he's now a regular starter and he's our player. And we don't have to pay 71 million for him. And doesn't forget, he's very, very good. So we need to play him as much as possible. But he came. Now, there were others who joined us. Romain Esse joined us. We brought him in from Millwall, 18-year-old winger, fairly consistent or consistent, very consistent performer. Love that. He's fairly determined. That's all good. He's 18. Seems to have lots of potential. Don't know how. I mean, what's his? So he's been in Millwall for a while. We paid good money for him, 10 million. I guess that's the English tax. Loan him back there because obviously we don't have a problem on the right. But if we end up having to ship people, through transfers in the summer window or window, sorry, or at the end of the season, we've got a ready-made replacement. I mean, it's quite excellent. Look at that, brilliant decision making, great determination. Just generally, concentration's a bit slack, but physical and technicals are quite decent. And Wilson Otterbert came in from Troyes. And we loaned him. No, came in from Troyes. We loaned him back to Troyes. Another winger, left side of this time. This seemed to have potential. Cost us how much? 2 million plus an extra two over, so 4 million total. Very, very good value. Nothing much there to talk about in terms of the pros and cons, but yeah, again, another player who can develop. And again, if we lose people like Schroeder up or runner up, or Garnacho, or any of those players, Wilson can step in next season. All right, thanks for that interlude there. Okay, so that's it. We're going to go for it. Hey, let's submit this team. 7 on the bench, of course, because that's how it is. I guess it'll be 9 in the Premiership. Everyone's looking happy. That's good. So I've got to remember focusing down the right. We need to keep an eye on that in case it doesn't go well. Uh, go out there and press. Sure. I mean, first team talk of the season. The talk should be pretty good. I mean, they know me now. It's not too bad for a first talk of the season without much history of this league to go on. We know Dujon Sterling. We know Freddie Woodman. I vaguely remember. Newcastle, wasn't he? Freddie Woodman, yeah. And there we are. So they're playing, the defensive 4-3-3, 4-4-2. Deepdale, great scores. Championship. Wow, it's tough, eh? That's reasonably tough. There we go. I think we're in the black strip today. Yes, we are. Can we get a win? Hope so. Got a highlight. I'm playing in key highlights. I am. Yes, we are. So, we've got the ball. That's it. Nyoto. Ganacho's on it. Back to Fresneda. Goes long, but it's collected by Lindsay. Oh, sorry, I was distracted by saying Ferguson scored. Wow, Lindsay's error. Sorry, completely distracted there. Fresneda went long. Then, it was Lindsay who collected, made the mistake. Yeah, on the ball. Oh, yeah, wow. Errors all around. Yeah, Lindsay fiddling around. Then what goalkeeper did what a goalkeeper could do. And we score within no time at all. Nyoto's on the ball, doing Gnotto-like stuff. Garnacho's coming inside. He shoots. Wild. Yeah, okay. You can see the sort of down the right, can't you, already? That's interesting. 3 shots, only the one on target after 5 minutes. But we are a goal ahead. All right, so 15 minutes. I'm going to demand a little more, I think. Let's see how that goes down. It doesn't do anything. There's something, some vague reactions there. Maybe not good. Yeah, okay. 11 shots, 5 on target. They haven't had a single shot yet. But as long as it stays, okay, that's just on a yellow. As long as it stays 1-0, though, we could have a problem. Anyway, Preston start highlight. Oh, there's Lima's there. There you go. So, oh, look at that. I mean, he's so confident. Just comes out, pops it back. Lavia goes long, finds Gnotto. How many times did we see Gnotto do that? Just chip the keeper. Good stuff there from Wilfred Gnotto. Good stuff. Corner, Schlutter up. Fires it in. Goes out, but it's collected by Lavia, who's going to go back to Schlotterop. Cuts in. Lavia, Scott's going to shoot. No, Fresneda, first goal of the season. He's now playing as a fullback on attack. So, uh, golden goals. That's great. Look at him. So he's been trying to look at that. Comes forward, shoots. Left footed to it, looked like maybe. Look at that. Freddie Woodman. It's not having a good first half, is he? And I remember earlier Newcastle says pre-takeover, I was at Woodman there as that, potential for the future, but let him go, didn't they? 16 shots, 6 on target, so we head towards the last 5 minutes of the game. You have to say, looking very good. We obviously with the losses, we've made some captaincy changes. So Fresneda is, I think he's our captain, and Lavi is our assistant. No, vice versa. Oh dear, I'm really not liking this. There we go, Nyota goes along to Ferguson, who heads it on. He's tearing forward though. Yeah, so made some changes, but they're good. Oh, long, but Fresneta's there. Back to Sonina, who goes long. Oh, Nyota. Brilliant stuff there. Oh, Schlottup's carrying a knock. We'll have to sub him off at half time. Particularly if we can get an extra. It'd be nice to get another goal here. We should do it. Did he curve that ball in? Did that ball curve on the outside of his right foot or something? What was that? Here we go. Garnacho. What does he do? I can't quite see it because of the fallen defender. Ball looks like it takes a turn, though. Yeah. Wow. 3-0 up by half time. They've had one shot off target. We're going to half time. Really, really very, very good stuff, isn't it? Very happy. So Schlotterup will have to come off. And Espria will come on. There we go. Anyone else? I mean, I said Fresnel was looking a bit tired, but obviously not going to do anything about that. Um, Hopefully Schlerup is okay. But look, I mean, we still have a lot of depth. Okay, yes, says very excited. Still have a lot of depth in the wing, so I don't want to lose him. But things, go Ori injury wise. We're looking pretty good. Central defence went on. Scott shoots. Ooh, he does like doing a bit of that, doesn't he, Alex Scott? I might set him on some shooting practice, I think. Uh, yeah, let's. Did I already do it? Well, make sure we'll check that when we go back um, after the game. So we're moving towards 60 minutes. So you can see the right side is looking tired. What I will do is we will stop focusing down the right side. Um, Here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring Endrick on and move Lavia down here, Scott here. And obviously we're going to play Endrick here. And I will bring on Gonzalo Estevez just because. Pump the fist, make me proud. Oh, okay, not bad. Look at that. Tell you what, the Portuguese and Brazilian boys they love to get fired up. Carl in particular, he's always fired up to play. They had a good season last season too. So anyway, Spree is on the ball. The first highlight we've seen. He's going to shoot, isn't he? He is going to shoot, but it blows wide. It's 19 shots, 6 on target. Once again, on target being an issue, but there you go. Oh, but that must be Ben Watburn. Onoma's on the ball, but Scott is there. Notto, can he finish it? He can. Picks up his first goal of the season. Can he beat Ewan Ferguson? Evan Ferguson, sorry, Ewan. I don't know what I was calling for Ewan. Can he beat Evan Ferguson to the club's top scorer of the season? Let's find out. Yeah, look at that. He's very special, isn't he? I think I ignored him too much last season. I didn't sort of point out some of the very cool things he did, probably off camera. He did a lot of cool things. As we head towards 70 minutes and look for another sub, I'd like to bring on Larios just because I know the wingers do get tired. Um, we want to bring on Bornak for Scott. No, he's bossing the midfield. No, we're going to bring on Zoe Emery instead, and that'll be the last sub. So pump the fists. Still plenty of time to make that. Larios with that. What I think we'll do though is once that's happened, I'm going to change the instructions. Regroup and not press so much. Just we have to watch the fitness of the boys. It's a 4-0 away win to Preston. We have another highlight, Estevez. Sorry, my voice is gone because I had a 2-hour meeting yesterday with a super client, and yeah, it's the most I've talked most I've talked for weeks. Wow, wow, Notto and Ferguson. Look at that. Nyoto says, "You know what, brother? It's yours." Oh, they need to have a relationship. So, no, I mean, they can have that kind of relationship, but they need to have you know, that line happening. Anyway, that's terrific stuff there. Highlight, Espria fires it in. Uh, Burgers Ben Woman. Oh, look at that. And Ferguson just was working, working, working. Why do you want to go, dear mate? Hendrick. 6-0 away. I mean, they had a bad season last season, but 6-0 away. Yeah, pretty special. Pretty special. Okay, we hit 80 minutes. I think oh, here we go. Highlight for Preston. Laris is on it though. Finds Estevez. Beautiful pass. Tearing forward. Noto. Ferguson. Oh, I can't get it past the keeper. Right, I will drop back to balance here. Just, why not? We can chill out, take it easy. 26 shots, 11 on target. That, percentage terms, that's looking a lot better as we head to the final few minutes. So, of course, we're going to employ our usual time wasting techniques. Just the 2 minutes of injury time and a highlight. Interesting, Larios. Okay. Scott. So Emery. Oh, I thought he was going to shoot. Oh, it's a pen. It's a pen. Who's going to step up? Who is it? Is it Evan? I think it is. I think he's still. It sure is. Patunk. He's not missed a penalty yet. Third goal of the season. Wait. Oh, it's his hat trick, of course. He'd already scored twice. Completely forgotten he scored the first goal. 7-0 away win at Deep Dale. Boy, I can't stop smiling. Full time. I was not expecting that at all. Anyway, I think that's going to deserve, let's say, first game of the season, blew them away. You totally blew them. Yeah, wow. Look at that, top of the table with a 7 goal difference. Norwich won their game against QPR 2-0. That's a solid win, you'd have to say. Bristol City won their game against home to Aston Villa. Wow. And so that's Aston Villa. Norwich won theirs. Fulham could only draw away to Reading. Uh, Rovers pick up a important away point to United. Watford 1-1 with Blackpool. Ipswich pick up a win against Burnley. Wow. So the big clubs that haven't played, yeah, Brighton. So Brighton are going to play Stoke. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll definitely have a look at that result of that game. But yeah, wow. Let's go straight to the inbox here. There'll be a lot of love there. So heard a big racket outside. So only out for a couple of days. That's good. We do have our next game is first round Carabao Cup against Ipswich. Working back for that, but yeah, it's a good start. I've got a night update. He's pulling 6 5s. Montero, he was the guy we brought in. I don't know if you saw that, but we brought in a couple of guys. He's the where did he come from? Was it Leeds? It was Leeds, yeah. So we brought him in for 17.5 million. Seriously overpaid. Central defender. Pretty good. Lots of okay. So fairly susceptible injuries. Didn't see that 'cause I didn't scout him quickly enough. Anyway, Archie Gray's off at Port Vale at the moment. Pulls a 6-8. I did Port Vale. They drew. Okay. Yeah, Gnotto. Let's give Gnotto a big pat on the back. Really good stuff. There we go. Who and why is Brighton boss? Why is looking for Diamante? Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. And of course, we are the game of the week or of the day anyway. Let's have a quick press conference. Ambitions of match. Absolutely, we've got to love this board. Really impressive. Deserve a reward. They're not getting a reward. Yep, played really well. We played really well. Hal Ferguson, he's outstanding football. It's a hat trick. Quality is Nyoto. Um, we knew it's a possibility. We just have no choice but get on with it. It's another one of the director of football's weird little buys there. Transfer ceiling around. We never stop looking to improve. Linked with Danny so although he's too old. No, I don't know this. No interest. Well, maybe there was some. There was never any interest at all. Let's have a look at the schedule and see when we'll be back. So there's nothing screamingly obvious in terms of like, a couple of games to come back to. So I think I'd like to come back to the Villa game because it's Aston Villa. It's a home game. How well do we do against another fallen giant of English football and at home? I think it'll be an interesting test. Between then and now, we've got Sheffield United at home. We've got Norwich at home. So there'll be some, obviously, we'll have a look at that when we come back. And just to see how the form's been and see how we're going. But it's a nice test. Whether I do Reading before or Birmingham afterwards, I think we'll look at the league table, let the league table decide. I'm interested in doing Birmingham just because Joby, well, it's so Bellingham, Joby Bellingham's gone back. My memory, he's gone back, and it'd be interesting to see him and obviously get a win over him. But again, we'll look at the league table and let the table decide. And that's it. An opening game, a quick look at the transfers. Nice and simple. A nice little snack before the hardcore sort of season recording starts. I think we'll be looking at sort of 8 to 10 episodes. We pulled 6 last season. Very, very sort of, uh, abbreviated. So This will be a bit longer, I think, just because the games are bigger, and we'll want to come back for a lot of those kind of big games. And again, we'll look at the season. So if we're fighting for playoff space and important games for that are coming, we'll come back for those. Or if we're fighting for automatic promotion, that kind of stuff. But in theory, obviously, we come back for the big games against the big teams, and the important games in terms of the league. Yeah. So we'll say goodbye to the fellas for now. Goodbye to you. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to drop a like if you have enjoyed what you've watched, and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at FM Cheetah. I do a lot of Twitter stuff outside all the off-camera stuff. So keep your eye on that. We are over at Twitch. I'm about to start a new series there though, so it won't be this. I don't believe it'll be something interesting, something Italian. That's a little hint for you there. So come and check that out over on the Twitch with him, Cheetah. You'll find me. And that's that. Amazing start to the season. 7-0. Does it all go well? Hope so. Anyway, that's it. Thank you again. Till next time. La Starata. And hopefully my voice will come back.